When I started this channel, I did so with humble aims. All I wanted to do was to flip Mr. Beast's subscriber count, launch my own crypto, embed myself in the YouTube podcast idiot grifter ecosystem, and boxing fight Jake Paul. After going on whatever and bear-baiting a couple of hapless OnlyFans girls, I would eventually get invited on Candice Owens' podcast. That was always the end game. Ambition is important. Progress report, please. Well, although some progress has been made in several key performance areas, overall channel performance has been somewhat less than optimal, particularly in metrics like viewership. I have tried to be zen about it, but we have now reached the point where the thought that Mr. Beast is laughing at me with his podcast buddies is adversely affecting my mental health. Look, I stuck his stupid face on my thumbnail. I've intimated that he's been eaten by a Gojira. That's got to be worth a couple of clicks, right? Welcome, Mr. Beast fans. Want to hear about my crypto NFT project? How about my new energy drink? It's called You might think I'm an idiot for sticking his stupid beardy face on my thumbnail when the video has got nothing to do with him, and he has not been eaten by a Gojira, as that constitutes clickbait, and that means viewers are probably going to switch off the moment they realise they've been hoodwinked. Most probably already have, and good riddance to them. Views is views. My stupid 12-year-old nephew was round the other day, and he scoffed at my failure to break 3-figure viewership, whereas his YouTube channel, fucking Minecraft or Roblox or something, regularly attracts upwards of 200 views. I tried explaining niche interests and artistic vision, but he said I was just making excuses. If a Mr. Beast getting eaten by a Godzilla thumbnails gets me a couple of hundred views, even if said views are 5 seconds long and result in me fucking up my algorithm, I will consider it a job well done if I get to rub the stats in my nephew's face. We will have another conversation about artistic vision, and this time he will sit and listen. But ultimately, Mr. Beast thumbnails are band-aids over cracks. I'm never going to get the chance to grapple Jake Paul or cream pie Candice Owen at this rate, so what's to be done? Well, the obvious solution is that I'm going to have to pivot. I have, to some extent, been guilty of mission creep. This channel was set up with the express intention of being a serious exploration of 60s and 70s classic rock, but has descended somewhat into rambling nonsense. Whereas this unprofessional approach is unlikely to help me build a channel brand or help the algorithm find the right audience, the lack of a clear mandate does provide some wiggle room for a pivot without upsetting my 9 subscribers too much. I've got a few ideas. I've been writing homoerotic political grifter fanfic. It came to me in a Xanax fugue. I'm not sure I can even post any of the synopsises or synopsi. The algorithm is watching, and I don't trust it. It's scanning this video right now, analysing my words, looking for reasons to smother my reach or grasp me up to the YouTube elders. Anyway, the first story, set in medieval England, features Matt Walsh as the village podcaster who is wrongly accused of stealing eggs in the market and put in stocks overnight. During the night, someone comes along and... Look, I'm not going to do the algorithm's work for it. You know what happened, right? Somebody gave him some warm broth, let's say that. Following this steamy encounter, the story takes a darkly Hitchcockian turn. After serving his sentence in the stocks, Walsh is released and becomes a man possessed, stalking the village's cobbled, dung-strewn streets, trying to catch lingering eyes. Was the blacksmith smirking at him? What exactly did the village idiot mean by that comment? Did the fishmonger just lick his lips when he passed? Walsh didn't enjoy the experience, of course, but certain aspects of conservatism that have shaped his worldview, social Darwinism, hierarchy, and free market absolutism, where the leveraging of a position of strength over weaker actors is tolerated, even celebrated, start to bleed into how he frames the warm broth incident. Indeed, he kind of respects the spirit of the act, as the perpetrator had every reason to believe that Walsh was naught but a lowly egg thief, and a good hard warm brothing is the least that these vermin deserve. That said, Walsh is innocent. He did not deserve it. He is no egg thief. He doesn't even like eggs that much. Therefore, he needs to reclaim the power taken from him, to reassert his position in the hierarchy, and he believes the only way to do so is to return the favor to his nemesis. However, Walsh starts to doubt whether or not he is physically or mentally capable of this, and his psyche starts to collapse inwards. To deal with the intense feelings of emasculation, his brain copes in the only way it can. It starts to lean into the emasculation. Walsh takes to wearing women's underwear as a silent symbol of his submission, and the story ends with him blatantly stuffing a handful of eggs into his tunic, knowing full well he is under the watchful gaze of the village sheriff. It's a true epic, an ambiguous parable for the ages. The only problem is that I am simply not good enough a writer to do this story justice. I wish I was a genuinely talented writer like that Wolf Hall woman, so I could do it justice. It's a shame that this idea should fall into my lap, a man of modest talents, instead of an auteur who would, I have little doubt, turn it into the greatest novel ever written. It's got everything. It's the Count of Monte Cristo, Agatha Christie, Hitchcock, Bret Easton Ellis, Hilary Mantel, Chuck Tingle, all rolled into one. If Wolf Hall is watching this, she can have the idea. It's my gift to the world. Though, I would suggest that she tell her lawyers to give it the once-over first, just to be safe. I'm not picking on right-wingers either. I want to do one with Owen Jones, set on one of them there gun ranges in Texas, where angry little Owen gets seduced by the trappings of right-wing masculinity. Hunting, drinking beer, horses, barroom brawls, guns, etc. He takes to it with such gusto that he becomes the daddy of the gun range, oft seen swaggering round, towel wrapped around his waist, skin glistening with sweat from the prairie heat, revolver in one hand, can of Lone Star in the other. When pounding his gun range twinks, he does so with a clump of their hair in his clenched fist, growling into their ears, "From the river to the sea, bitch, say it. Trans rights are women's rights. Say it. Say it again." Now, I'm not gay or anything. You can believe me when I say that because there's nothing wrong with being gay, and if I was gay, I would say. If you think I must be gay for writing this horse shit, that's fine. It's like you thinking I've got brown eyes. Factually incorrect, but not something that's going to cause me offence. Another possibility I'm mulling over is reaction videos. These are an absolute grift. All you do is get a 10-minute clip of whatever, Joe Rogan footage or some debate monkey destroying a libtard or MAGA voter, whatever, and then you just play the video and pause it every now and again and say some words over it. No insight, nothing. Just literal words. It's absolute pig slop, but the plebs love it. I am a big defender of reaction videos as they serve an important economic function in providing gainful employment to otherwise unemployable half-wits with no skills beyond being able to point and make faces. Look at these utter morons. What a spaz. There's this TikTok or YouTube Shorts loser I kept seeing at one point. This middle-aged guy, and he'd be in the bottom of the screen pointing and shaking his face at woke tards embarrassing themselves in the screen above. And that's it. Literally all he did was point and make faces. Facepalm every now and again. Wry shake of the head. Absolute grifter. He had this Team Aston Martin banner hanging behind him in all the videos. He did this because he knows in his heart that reacting to shit on TikTok is a girl's job. It's certainly not acceptable work for a real man, hence his overcompensating with the Aston Martin banner. That's the ultimate symbol of hypermasculinity he could think of. Talk about cringe. Unless you are part of the Team Aston Martin, and if he is, I apologise, hanging the banner behind you in a video is like a kid dressing up as Ultraman. I can't find the prick now, so I can't show him to you. I'll have another look, and if I find it, I'll add him in post-production. Otherwise, I'll find him before the next video. I got a friend who loves that shit. He'll know him. But for all that, reaction videos are a saturated market. Reacting to things requires practically zero effort, so slop farmers are pumping this shit out like munitions in a war economy. Every day, hundreds, if not thousands of things happen. These things need reacting to. Established players have already cornered every conceivable niche. From immigrants harassing German women to the new Blackpink song to whatever stupid thing Jordan Peterson has said recently. New players in the space are going to need a unique selling point, and I'm thinking of making mine reacting to reaction videos. In these videos, I'm not reacting to the original content in any way, I'm purely reacting to the reaction. So, when Asmongold is reacting to a top 10 hidden places in World of Warcraft video, and he pauses to say,
"No way, bro. I didn't know there was a hidden chest under that rope bridge in Stranglethorn Vale,"
I pause the video and say, "No way, I didn't know Asmongold didn't know about that rope bridge in Stranglethorn Vale." Maybe I'll offer some critique of the reaction. That's quality reaction right there, I'll tell the viewer. Look at that open mouth. Listen to the drawn out, "No way." Textbook reaction. And that Aston Martin guy, I'd say, look at this big fucking girl. I wonder what brand of tampon he uses when he's reacting to shit on TikTok. See how he just pointed at his ear and then pointed to the video? That's him telling you to listen. This is the important part. Actually, this is quality reaction. It's still a girl's job, though. My third idea is jerk-off instruction videos. I know you can't go uploading porn to YouTube, but I don't see why there'd be an injunction on jerk-off videos if they're not explicit. I had a quick look for market research purposes, of course, and I didn't see any, but I did see loads of hypno porn, so I think it should be okay. In fact, if you stay tuned, I've got a proof of concept on the end of this video. It's pretty tame, don't worry. I'm thinking of making the jerk-off instruction videos music-related. Like, one of them will be a humiliation one where I play shitty K-pop and the robot voice says shit like,
"You're a pathetic man. K-pop is all you deserve. Listen to that auto-tune. It's literally stripped any personality from the voice. Bet you wish you were listening to Zeppelin 4. Better get used to it, loser."
So if that makes you hard, you really should consider subscribing. Also, I'm thinking of creating a second channel for non-music content like my homoerotic fanfiction, political grifting, reaction videos, etc., and keeping this one for sensible music discussions. The next 2 videos I upload are going to be sensible ones. There's one about underrated death metal albums and another one about REM songs. Anyway, here's the jerk-off instructions video. Enjoy your wank.
Girls are fine, I really dig their spiky hair. And the Manson girls with their crazy eyes knock me out when I'm down there.